So before I go to bed, I want to do one more. It's on my mind, and I really want to share. I think this might actually help somebody. So my whole life, I've never felt whole, right? Like I've never been whole. I've always felt shattered in pieces. Never was able to understand why or how to put them back together, or how to just be okay with where I was at, right? I was never comfortable in my own skin. So for me, I look at it and I say, I'm broken, right? I'm just broken. I'm shattered in a million pieces. I've never been whole, and I don't even know how to be whole. So, what I'm looking at now is now that I'm doing this work and I'm putting a lot of time and effort and energy in really working on myself and understanding that, I do love myself and there are many attributes that are great qualities about me, right? I'm not a bad person. I'm a really good guy and probably an amazing person if I really thought about it. This is tough, right? Like sharing this stuff with the world is not easy, right? It's very vulnerable, it's very real. But I want it out there because I know this will help somebody. All of this will. Because I'm sharing it as it's happening, right? Like I'm literally spending hours a day doing work and working on myself and juggling three kids and taking care of all that and working at the same time and, just doing what everybody's doing right now with COVID. But the broken thing is important because I think a lot of people look at themselves as broken. The reality is you can't be whole unless you're broken into pieces first. So what I'm learning is as I'm picking up my pieces and as I'm putting them back together, I'm becoming closer to being whole. I don't know if this is a rest of my life process. I don't know if it's a week process. I don't know what it is, right? I just know that I'm making steps every single day, and I am really putting everything I have into this. It means everything to me. I want to be whole for me. I want to be whole for my kids. I want to be whole for those that I really care about. I never want to feel like I'm looking for someone to fill a void within me. I want to be complete and I want to be able to fill my own voids. And I want to be able to not have these fears, insecurities, worthlessness feelings, or worthless feelings, or feelings of worthlessness. I just, this is 41 years in the making, and this is a process. And I know that there are certain people that are not happy with how I'm doing this and how I'm processing and how I'm evolving, and I'm not doing it their way. I'm not doing it perfect. I'm doing it how it works for me. Because I've stated I'm an overthinker. I overanalyze. I'm beyond observant. I don't miss any nuance ever, right? And it's critical because I do that to myself as well. But I do have to say, I'm very proud of myself these last whatever days it is. This started a couple months ago, but it really kicked into high gear, I guess, the last 2 weeks, maybe three at most. And it was baby steps. It started with the gratitude list, and it started with writing out when I'm having problems and writing out, worthlessness or shames or fears and baby steps, just like little by little, just keep adding things and then doing my daily routine, my meditating, my praying, you know, exercising, just like putting all the pieces together. There's a bigger thing at play here. It's not just doing one piece, it's doing them all. And I've never been willing to try them all, right? I always wanted to do the shortcut or do an easy way or, keep holding myself back because of it, right? I didn't think I was worth it. Today I know I'm worth it. I know I am, and I know value that I bring to the table in every aspect of my life. And I'm actually starting to love myself a little bit, which is pretty interesting and new for me. But at the same time, it's scary, and this part of it I have to do alone, right? So that's where the isolation, it's a blessing and a curse. I have to do it alone. I can't do it for anybody else. I really can't do it with anybody else, because if I do, then I'm already filling those voids. So I need to be alone, and it means I'm pushing people away that I care a lot about. and there's a few people that I don't want to push away, but I can't be my best self if I don't do that. And it's hard. It's really hard. I mean, obviously, I can't push my kids away. Although, a couple hours a day would be nice if they would take naps. Somehow get my 8-year-old to take a 2-hour nap in the middle of the day. But it's this is a very challenging process. This is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Getting sober was hard, but it wasn't, because I was just done, and I was convicted in it. Right? This sucks at times, because I'm digging out my deepest, darkest fears and shames and worthlessness feelings and regrets, and I'm making mistakes along the way. But you know what? That's okay, right? This is not a perfect process. What's important is I'm making steps forward. Every day I'm making steps. Every day I'm getting up and continuing my routines and rituals, or whatever you want to call them. And I almost feel guilty if I don't. So I know that whatever I'm doing is helping and working. My eyes are wandering around the place because the floor needs to be swept, and I'm not doing it tonight. I'm too tired. I'll do it tomorrow night when they go to bed. But, I just wanted to say, if you feel broken, if you feel shattered, just never give up, because there are ways to pick those pieces up. There are ways to come back, and there are ways to be stronger than you ever were before. You just need to be willing to do the work to get there, and it's a process. I hope everybody has an amazing night. I hope everybody's okay, and thank you for listening.